Welcome to Chatting with T&Coffee. Today we have the brilliant, fantastic Finlay Games, who is many, many things, a YouTube channelist person type thing, a book author, coach, I think is what you go for, life coach. And I'm sure other things that I don't even know of. So, Finn, why don't you give yourself a little introduction to the lovely people that will watch this video?
I think that was a lovely introduction. That was perfect. It actually describes me perfectly. I do things. I do so many things.
Yeah.
So I'm predominantly a YouTuber and blogger. So I provide kind of written and video resources on LGBT, gender, transition, mental health topics. But I also support trans people through mentoring and coaching. I also give public talks on all of these things as well. And yes, now I've written a book just to add to it. So yeah, I'm a bit of a Jack and Jill of all trades.
Yes, you are. I mean, it's wonderful to have such great representation out there, especially for the transmasculine community, because there aren't a lot of people that will step outside of their comfort zone and put themselves in the public eye in the way that you do. So I think that's absolutely fantastic, and you've been doing it for a long time. As we said, your YouTube channel started all the way back in 2011. So
Yeah,
it's not counting years, but that's over a decade, Finn.
I
So
know.
have you had your YouTube channel birthday?
Yes, I've just celebrated 10 years of everything. I've just
Yeah.
celebrated 10 years sober, 10 years like on my channel. It's been an absolutely amazing decade and
Yeah.
not one I thought I'd be having, that's for sure.
Well, no, this is it. Absolutely. So excellent. And to round off your fantastic decade of being yourself, being out and proud and being the wonderful human that you are, you've just released your book,
Yeah.
which I'm still waiting to receive.
I finally got my copies yesterday.
Oh, brilliant. Look at that. So top to bottom. I did go to your book launch event, which was brilliant to get you hear you read some of your book, which was really good. And also to see so many people there supporting you was absolutely fantastic. I mean, there were so many people I couldn't even see them all. And from all over the world as well, which is amazing. You have your own global following, which is
Fin
fantastic.
fam.
Your Fin fam. Oh, I love
Fin
it.
family, yeah.
Yeah, that is brilliant. So I would love it if you would tell people a bit about your book.
Okay, so I never set out to speak really openly about everything. Basically, my personal diary is just online. I only started making videos because nobody my age was making videos. I was 37 when I came out, and I didn't see any trans men my age. I saw very few trans men. So I started sharing my story. And it just evolves to then share my recovery from addiction and my mental health challenges. And I just started to get very honest about everything. I'm in recovery, so I kind of take honesty to a next level because it keeps me sober. And everyone really appreciates how honest and balanced I am about everything. So when it came to lower surgery and I discovered that there was just no information, had a very negative reputation, and I first off said I didn't want lower surgery because of this. And then when I discovered that actually successful results were possible, I thought, well, I need to start telling people this and try and help combat a lot of the negative myths that are out there. So I started sharing my story of lower surgery, which I'm sure, as you can imagine, is not an easy thing to do. It's incredibly intimate. And I took it a step further, not just about the surgery, but about all of the kind of internal processes around your body changing and getting used to a new penis, all of those things. And at one point, I thought, you know what? I'm going to include this in a memoir because no one has done this. There are a couple of books, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I decided to put it in a memoir. But then, I mean, the journey of lower surgery was 3 years, and so many profound things happened in that time that this needed a book of its own.
Yeah.
So I changed it around, put the memoir to one side, and brought all of the lower surgery into this book. So this book actually follows my whole lower surgery journey from decision making right through to completion,
Yeah.
as well as all of my explorations of my sexual and sensual self and coming out as a gay trans man as well.
Fantastic. I mean, I think we've discussed you've stated previously that this is literally the first book of its kind that
Yes.
follows the whole process through.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, particularly for me, and I'm sure for many other trans men as well, is something that will be really not just useful but insightful. I think is more to the point, because it's you don't get that many opinions on it. You get, sometimes you'll see people that are just really happy about, you know, having had lower surgery, but it's not just that initial thing. It like you say, it is something that takes, particularly if you're someone that opts to go for the phalloplasty option, it is something that takes a few years to see all the way through. And there isn't enough out there about the whole thing and the whole process without sort of delving into bits of the internet where you're not going to necessarily find an unbiased opinion. I mean, even your opinion isn't unbiased, because
Exactly.
you are extremely happy with how things have eventually panned out. But obviously there were bumps along the road, weren't there?
Yeah, and that's why I try and be very balanced about both sides of things. This journey was fantastic in terms of I've now got a fully functioning penis, and I couldn't be happier. But
Yeah.
oh my goodness, I paid a price to get it. You
Yeah.
know, the 3 years of the surgery was the most intense 3 years of my life, full of pain all the time. It's taken its toll on my body for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely has. And I had some awful complications along the way, and a few, unfortunately, not very good experiences with medical professionals, which unfortunately as trans people is quite common.
Yeah.
So, you know, I always try and give both sides of this, because this is what's really important. We had such a predominant negative view of it that nobody was seeing the other side. So now I'm about saying there are incidences where this goes wrong, yes, but equally, there are lots more cases where this now goes right,
Yeah.
you know, and that's what I really wanted to come across with. And that's why I don't just talk about the surgery, I talk about the decision-making process, how to weigh that up, because unlike top surgery where you just get a chest,
Yeah.
with lower surgery, there are so many things to consider. There are so many things you've got to sacrifice. An arm, for example, if you want a skin graft, you've got to lose that. You
Yeah.
have to lose parts of yourself,
Yeah.
you know. So it's not an easy decision. So I really went deeply into that in the first bit of the book, because I think it's so important.
Yeah, I mean, it is something that I'm really looking forward to reading, so I hope that they hurry up and deliver it soon.
Apparently, there's been some COVID Brexit issues.
I mean,
It is on the way.
I fully understand, and I know that it will get here, and then I will be able to sort of delve into your mind in a sense,
And everything else.
Yeah, and sort of see your sort of take on your experience, because it is something that, especially for me, is something that's really sort of, that's my next step. That's where I'm headed, and to have more information is to be able to make better decisions. So for me, that's really important, and that's something that I'm looking forward to reading. Incidentally, I don't know if I read an academic paper once that was about sort of the progression of phalloplasty and the different techniques that they've used. And I don't know if you know, but one of the pioneers of the surgery has the surname Huang.
Yes.
Which I'm a giant child, and I found that absolutely hilarious.
Yes, that's very true. There has to be some humor in this journey.
I mean, there's got to be. I mean, to be honest, like you can't be trans and be serious all the time, can you? Like, it's life would be really dull, and really depressing, and probably quite angry if you were serious all the time, because you know the world is not kind.
I do try and always put a touch of humor in everything I do, because I talk about some really deep, heavy topics.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do dish out honesty like quite bluntly. So I try and like be a bit funny with it, because I think it helps.
No, I think it does. I think it makes it more digestible. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a fantastic thing that you've done. I can't wait to read it, and as soon as I get it, I'm going to be tweeting you, say, "Oh, it's finally arrived."
Brilliant. I've received so many lovely pictures from people who've found it already, and they're putting it with like really random objects, which is hilarious.
Oh, there's a challenge now, is there? Right.
I think there needs to be.
Right. Well, we'll see what we can come up with. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and like I say, I really can't wait to do it. You've had something awesome also happen in the last week or so as well, haven't you, Finlay?
Yeah,
You were nominated for a National Diversity Award, which is absolutely fantastic.
can't
Is
believe it.
that the first time you've been nominated for one?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
brilliant! I
I
mean, well
literally logged
deserved
on my
then.
computer and it was just like, what? Positive Role Model Award. I'm
Yeah.
just absolutely blown away.
No,
Absolutely.
brilliant. And have you been putting it out there to make sure that you get votes for yourself?
I have. It's
It
so
is a bit
difficult.
shameless. It is a bit
I know.
shameless.
The thing is, over the last few years, I've had to, as I've kind of turned all of my hobby into a business, I've had to learn to kind of promote myself.
Mm,
But I also tell people, you've got to be proud of what you do, right?
yeah, of course.
So always had difficulty with it in the past. So I'm trying now to go, look, I am really proud. I do some amazing work. If you want to vote for me, please do.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, because it is
absolutely.
incredible. I mean, I've turned my whole life around.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years, I've got clean and sober. I've got a degree. I've started a business. I'm engaged to be married. I've got a penis. You know, all of these things. And 10 years ago, I didn't have that. So everything I do is about telling people that, you know, you can recover your life no matter what you've been through and
Yeah,
rewrite your story in whatever way you want. And I'm so passionate about doing that.
yeah.
So to actually be recognized for that is just amazing. It
No,
really,
no, absolutely. It's so well deserved. And I think, 10 years of hard slog to get where you are now, because
yeah.
no doubt it has not been easy by any
Nope.
stretch of the imagination. And I'm sure you've had many weeks where you have just been absolutely exhausted from all of the work that you have to put in, especially running your own business. I
It's been
can't
2 years of hard work.
even,
And I
yeah.
wrote this in lockdown.
Well, at least you did something useful with lockdown. Some people learned a language, some people learned an instrument. You wrote a book.
Yes.
Absolutely. I did nothing. I mean, that's not true. I got a girlfriend and I moved in with her.
Well, there you go.
That's
That's
not nothing.
amazing. Congratulations.
So yeah, I mean, I for one will definitely be promoting and retweeting to make sure that you get some more votes. If anyone's watching this and it is before the 4th of June, please do go on to the National Diversity Awards. You can search for Finlay Games. He will come up and you can tell the world why you think he deserves to be shortlisted for the amazing role model for the National Diversity Awards in the LGBT category. No, I mean, personally, I do find you an inspirational person, so I think it is well deserved and about time. So let's see. Fingers crossed. After the 4th of June, we might have some even better news to find out that you're shortlisted, which would
There'll
be.
be videos of me fainting if that happens.
Don't open the email until someone's recording you. Do it live. It'll be
Yes.
fantastic. If you get the opportunity, because I know that they've been sort of tweeting people before you've received the email with your little notification. So I don't know if they'll do that the same way. But I know that T&Coffee have also been
Yes.
nominated for community organisation in the LGBT category.
Well deserved as well.
Fantastic. I know Sammy works so hard to make sure that we it's not just sessions. Like, it started off with just one little face-to-face session a month at Camberley. It was always planned to get bigger than that, but now we have 2 a week, plus book club, plus we have someone doing a game stream on a Friday night on Twitch. There's loads of stuff. It's fantastic. We even have a session in the USA, which
I
is
saw that, yeah.
amazing. I've only gone to it once because it is at 2 a.m. our time. So having with it being on a Monday night, and obviously I have to get up early for work, it's a bit difficult. But Billy does a fantastic job. So
We need sober spaces. I
we do,
just really
absolutely.
appreciate them.
And that was always the aim, was to have those safe alcohol-free spaces for people, because there are, like you say, people like yourself that are recovering addicts and need to be able to go out and socialize, but not in an alcohol pressured environment. And I think that's really important. That's something that T&Coffee will be bringing back to a Tesco store near you soon. But also, if you're interested, Finlay, we are planning to do a BYOP event, which is bring your own picnic, at some point in the summer, in a large park, where there is enough room for people to bring their own picnic and bring their own blanket and spread out and have a nice socialization time when it's safe to do so. So hopefully probably sometime in July or August when the weather's
Count me in.
lovely on a weekend. You'll get an invite, don't worry. Thank you so much for coming and chatting with Tea and Coffee, Finlay. It's been lovely to have you. You are a wonderful human being, and you've done some incredible things, especially in this last decade. So well done, and keep up the good work, because it is fantastic work, not just for myself, but for so much of the trans and ally community and people that just don't even know that they're allies to be yet. There are those people out there that haven't discovered you yet and haven't discovered the joys of the wonderful person that you are, and how sort of positively you can impact them to open their eyes and see that actually we're all just people trying to live our lives at the end of the day.
Exactly. We're the same as everybody else. We just got a slightly different history.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everyone's got a slightly different history. It's not anything unusual to get your head around, is it, really?
No, absolutely not.
But yeah, thank you for coming on. It's been really good to chat to you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh no, it's been wonderful. Please do check out Finlay's book. So you can find that at finlaygames.com. You'll find a link to where you can find his top to bottom book. Well worth a buy. And please do check out his website, finlaygames.com. You can find links to his YouTube channel and to his blog and all of the other amazing stuff that he does.